Gives a Shit? The podcast that asks the most important question.
Who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit?
So today we got Travis back along with CJ joining us. CJ, so you got held up a little bit.
Yeah, we were supposed to record the show yesterday, but I told you I have a date and I have no show.
Here we go.
I went ahead with that, and it was fucking terrible, dude. Terrible. Enough to turn a cripple gay again. That's how bad it was.
Oh no! Are you gonna try another crack at it? Or are you gonna find another autistic Asian guy to take a shot at that butthole?
I really don't know, man. It's all up in the air. It's kind of like my disease, you know. They could develop a cure for it any day now. I'm just waiting on it. It's kind of the same thing.
So I was checking in on this periodically. So what, you have some fat age regression chick that you're hooking up with? Is that what's happening?
What the how dumb I am, Adam. There were so many signs that this broad was fucked up in the head. So let me give you sign number one. So she gave me a tour of her room, and that it was like an episode of Hoarders. If it would
Hoarders, yeah.
Yeah, if it was just American Girl dolls. Now, you might be thinking, oh, she's just some weird bitch who has an obsession with her childhood, and that's why she collects all these dolls, right? It gets weirder. It gets weirder because as I closely inspect the dolls, I realize that there's scratch marks and all the components where the face should be.
What the fuck?
So there's like nail marks where the eyes should be, and where the nose should be, and where the smile is. And she's like, oh yeah, that's just an artistic choice. I clawed off all the eyes of my Barbie dolls. And I'm doing that fake laugh, like, oh, that's crazy. Wow, you're so quirky. Like, I'm so fucking stupid, Adam. I should have been out of there. I should have fucking got a helicopter ride out of there.
Okay, whenever this chick, okay, about how old was this chick mentally when you decided you weren't going to be able to bust a nut?
Well, you think her crying on top of me the second time we fucked, do you think that would be enough for me to say no, right? But no,
okay,
that
the
wasn't
second time,
enough.
but
the last straw for me was when she started pulling the baby talk in bed, and I don't even. I know you're gonna want to.
That's what I was saying.
You're gonna want to hear what it sounds like, right? But I'm dreading even doing an impersonation for the podcast. It's so fucking, that cringe is burned into my mind forever.
It's gonna be perfect,
like,
and yeah,
I got
it's gonna sound just as
PTSD,
retarded.
dude. I have PTSD. It's terrible, man.
So is she like babbling at you like a 3-year-old or something while you're like trying to crawl around in bed, or what? Like, man, you should have just recorded the podcast.
Yeah, dude. It's like, Daddy, can you please come in my boogie? It's like, no, I'll never come again, bitch. I will never come again. Because he said that I will never have sex again. And it was terrible, dude. Terrible.
So you gotta go back?
I could not come because the whole time I'm just thinking, oh God, I'm gonna go to hell. I'm a terrible person. Why did I agree to this?
What, for fucking a fat chick?
Well, it's clear that she was damaged when she was younger, right? That's why. And no disrespect to the DD I just learned what this is. DDLG. Apparently,
Daddy Dom, little girl.
Yeah.
No disrespect to you, if you're a pedophile and you get off on your lady sounding like a 6-year-old, that's okay, but that's not my thing. I prefer to have sex with mature women because I'm not a pedophile. So, if you are a pedophile, that's fine. No disrespect to you, but it's just not my thing, man. Not my thing.
Man, this reminds me of some shit that happened in college to my fucking college roommate. So this dude was like this 5'3" dude that looked like Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And he was fucking some chick that started regressing at in the middle of sex, where she suddenly started crying at the middle, at the end of it. It's going like, I want my mommy, and started crying, and still managed to it was right when he was about to bust a nut too, and he just muscled through it and busted.
At that point, you're just so far in, you might as well cash your coins.
Yeah, we were in the middle of a party and they came in and fucking busted us having alcohol too, and somehow he managed to stay still enough under the sheets with a bunch of other shit around that they somehow didn't notice that there was fucking people in the bed. Either that or they're like, oh god, let's just leave them the fuck alone. But they didn't get in trouble, which was fucking bullshit. And he managed to escape all just basically stop talking to that bitch, and I guess she knew that she just acted like a complete fucking psychopath and that she should just bow her head in shame or something and had some decency at least.
She escaped. Yeah, she escaped. So a retaliation, I guess, huh?
We have a thing lined up for this Sunday, but I don't think I'm gonna go through with it, man, because the pain of going through all that was honestly worse than not having legs. So I don't see myself ever being able to go through with it. So I thought I would share my experience with womanhood in this Women's History Month.
Womanhood. It was International Women's Day yesterday. I mean, it would have been, or was it 2 days ago? But still, it would have been a good story to celebrate the day with.
Well, you killed this toxic masculinity machine. You killed his erection. So good job, ladies.
Well, so Travis, how has your week been, my man? What's been going on with you? How's your month been since you were on last?
Oh, it's been pretty good. I went to LA for the Dick Show LA2, and that was kind of a shit show, I'm not gonna lie. It was all right. Yeah. It was fun meeting everybody, but I mean, it was kind of what you would expect a Californian road rage to be, which is just everything is just thrown together in 2 seconds. So,
well, there's events that are coming over in my neck of the woods that's happening. So Ethan Ralph is having a Ralph retort bowling alley marriage. And so he's doing that in Dallas, which is where I'm from. So I said, fuck it, I'm going.
Are you actually going?
Yeah, I'm going.
I might fucking go then.
I shot Ralph a line. I was like, "Hey, Ralph, we're one step removed from each other. I'm going. If you want, and if you need anything from me, just let me know."
Did he send anything back?
He sent me a friend request. That's it. He didn't ask anything of me though. And I was like, "Okay, sure."
Oh, dude, you're lucky I'm not there. You put up the guardrails on the gutter, I'm fucking all you guys up. Just strike after strike.
You'll bring out the little elephant, too, where you just shuffle it down and he just drops the ball and we start clapping.
No. The tiny ramp. That wooden
the little tiny ramp.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a T-Rex.
I'm fucking your game up with that ramp, dude. You got no lucky that I won't be able to.
Dude, it's over. Mr. 300 on the wheels. Mr. 300 horsepower.
Oh, so I was driving around my car over the weekend. This thing isn't fully put together yet, but it's drivable. So I got a message saying that it was good, and I went, oh shit. So drove it around for a little bit. Man, this thing is so close to being able to fucking rip ass down the road. I talked to the tuner a little bit. He's thinking he's going to be able to get about 550 horsepower out of this thing. And the dashboard is digital now, so that's pretty cool. Almost got this thing. It's actually working. It feels good to actually have this thing where if I turn the key, it actually turns on. It feels like the car hasn't been that way for like a year and a half or something.
Well, thanks to yesterday, I'm pretty sure my dashboard has AIDS on it. So you're doing better than I am, Adam.
Well, in that case, we should get into the show because you know who else has AIDS? Pete Davidson.
That's true. He's also gay. He's super gay, I heard.
Yeah, so here, let me shoot you a headline. Guess the outlet on this. All right, Pete Davidson is staying calm and cool amid Kanye West's public pleas against him. All right, who do you think wrote that?
Oh, I'm gonna go. That sounds like TMZ to me. And then
probably one of those like E-News or Entertainment News or whatever it is.
Yahoo News.
Yahoo News. Okay.
Yahoo News proper.
What is Kanye teaching us about Pete Davidson this time? What else do I need to know?
Well, so in case you didn't know, Pete Davidson was depicted in a Kanye West music video of being kidnapped, buried alive, and decapitated.
I saw the video, and it was very hard to follow. Like, I got the gist of it, which is he wants to murder Pete Davidson for taking his bitch, which is pretty cool as a concept. But it was hard to follow. He was like planting seeds inside him and shit. It was weird. Kanye, if you want to come on the show and interpret, you're more than welcome to. Because I would honestly love to murder Pete Davidson with you. And like, if you want to like work this out, I don't want to say premeditated because you know the courts hate that word. But if you want to plan something, we could totally roll up on Pete Davidson, dude. I'm ready. I've been ready to whoop his ass for a minute.
You know, I don't think that Kanye West's depiction of Pete Davidson getting murdered by having roses growing out of his decapitated head is really all that inspired, and I think he's really losing his edge. There are a million better ways to murder Pete Davidson and have it be more meaningful emotionally. You know, this is just some whack shit. I'm very disappointed in Kanye. Like, why didn't he, like, do the awesome scene where he's got the katana and he just, like, rushes by him and then you see him put the katana back in the sheath for a second and then, you know, it has that, like, 1.5 second delay and then Pete Davidson just goes and splits in half and the blood just starts spewing everywhere. And I don't know, it would spray some picture in Pete Davidson's blood of Kim Kardashian getting fucked in her ass or something. I don't know. Kanye West is really fucking weird. He likes watching, you know, anal porn with Ninja from the Ant Word.
That is true, actually. I knew about that, actually.
No, I'm no artist, Kanye, but here's my idea. It's me and you, and we're on a basketball court, right? And we just play a pickup game with Pete Davidson's head as the basketball. Now, I think that would be a pretty cool video. So you can reach out to my people will talk to your people, and then, you know, we could get something going. But Adam's right, there's lots of more creative ways to murder Pete Davidson. Like, we could force feed him mushrooms until he fucking dies. That would be hilarious, right? So we'll work this out some kind of way, Kanye.
I was listening to Pete Davidson on a roast in preparation for this, and I forget how much everybody else knows he's just a hack that just crutches on his dad dying from 9/11. And it's, oh gosh, it's pretty depressing. And and Pete Davidson is like 28 years old. He's like a decade younger than me. And I'm like, oh God, why does it always look like this dude is constantly getting beat by his Irish stepdad or something? Like
dude, think about how awesome 9/11 must have been for his dad. Dude, like, oh, sick. I don't have to be Pete Davidson's dad anymore. And I can look like a hero. Because I died in this burning building.
Every day, Pete Davidson's dad would wake up and take a look at Pete Davidson and then be like, oh shit, that's right, I got this Make-A-Wish kid that I have to treat like today is his last because he just looks like fucking hell. Oh, man. So, and, you know, people are surprisingly concerned about this. And take a guess why.
Because we were right about Kanye all along. He's mentally ill and he needs to be locked up somewhere.
Well, I was gonna say is like people are not surprised that like Kanye's like doing the shit like he's done some like controversial stuff before, but like now we're surprised when he has a claymation and he's definitely like off his meds on that kind of deal, you know? Like
also, don't forget this. This is just a portent of what women have to deal with about harassment on the internet. Oh no!
Oh no! This is
so. When was the last time you boys sent a claymation of you running over? Well, in Crippled Jesus' case, Crippled Jesus. When was the last time you sent a claymation of you running over a broad because she said no?
Well, I mean, I just creatively described killing Pete Davidson just now. I mean, when was the last time you creatively described killing
it's funny. It's funny you say that, Travis, because I'm actually talking to Hype Williams. And we're going to direct a video where I decapitate a bitch because she used baby talk on me in bed. So we're currently working on that. So I haven't done it yet, but I will do it soon because I feel inspired by the genius that is Kanye.
You know what I'm more offended by, other than all of this fucking controversy, is like, how the fuck did Kim Kardashian want to go with this clown?
Like, I'd say they're about even on the dating scale. Like, Kim Kardashian is like, she's in her like early 40s or something. And as far as like Hollywood chicks are concerned, that's like ancient as far as like actually trying to be fuckable. And Pete Davidson, I don't know. He's like the shitty version of Dana Carvey or whatever. Or wait, no. David Spade, right? David Spade was the one that fucked all the like all the hot actresses.
I would assume.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so he's like the new version of David Spade, and he really, I think, just as shitty too. So
Kim Kardashian, she's moving up in the world. She's going from fucking black guys to fucking white guys that think they're black. So she's moving up.
All the jokes about Pete Davidson and these roasts are about people saying that, like, how he's, like, weirdly ethnic or something, like how they can't figure out what race he is. Some people thought that he was, like, half black or something. I'm like, no, what the fuck are you talking about? He just looks like he's a New Yorker mutt. What the what do you think?
Koshbosh of fucking mix of DNA, can't even tell.
Yeah.
But
he's like the street dog of people.
That roast did give us Peyton Manning roasting his ass when he said, give it up for the man of the hour, CTE, everybody. And he just points to Pete Davidson. That shit was funny as fuck. I had no idea that Peyton Manning could go so hard on a dude, but It was pretty funny.
Man,
I'm sure some guy wrote that for him, but
Pete Davidson really must be losing his game, because the Pete Davidson was fucking Ariana Grande, and then he's like, you know what? Let's switch it up. Let's have sex with some chick that's mostly plastic in her early 40s. That's 14 years older than me, and on top of that is needlessly famous and like incredibly vapid and narcissistic, and like, I don't even know what the hell this chick is like trying to do. Like, their lives seem so weird to me. Like, I don't even know what a day in the Kardashians' life is actually like. Like, it would be so strange to, like, how do you even get involved with some crazy crap like that?
Well, as far as I can see, you find someone that's successful and you suck their dick, and then your net worth goes up by a couple million. That's what I see from them.
Huh. Well, man. And so also there are a couple other people that give a shit, but they're real big Kanye stans. There's a lot of very interesting artistic interpretations as to what this fucking weird claymation thing means. Like the roses are supposed to represent like Kanye's lost like love or like scars on his heart or some crap like that. Like, people are really having some galaxy brain takes on this shit to try to describe what the fuck is going on in the brain of Kanye.
I don't even think Kanye knows what Kanye's thinking.
I think Kanye is just doing this as a massive troll, because that's what he always does. And then people always overanalyze it and then look into it like it's some deep message, and Kanye is just sitting there laughing.
He's just sitting there seething. He's just like, you know what? I just want to kill it in claymation, in Minecraft. And then he's like, whatever, I'm done.
Oh, man. Well, let's get out of talking about Pete Davidson, but talk about the Ukraine a little bit. So this is something that Travis kind of wanted to talk about, but there isn't really a good story about it. But there is something that happened that's tangential. So this is from a YouTuber. Guess who said this? SNL's pathetic Ukraine virtue signal. Who do you think's talked about this? And I'll give you a hint. This is a guy that used to be on the Young Turks but left.
Really? I was gonna say
shit. I don't know anybody.
But I don't know anybody on the Young Turks. Is it Horse?
The only one I know is Anna Kasparian and fucking Sweat Chink there, whatever his name is, Sink.
This is Jimmy Dore.
Jimmy Dore.
So, Jimmy Dore. Yeah, Jimmy Dore. He's been on Joe Rogan's podcast a couple of times. This dude is kind of like a hyper left-wing Alex Jones, if you want to think about it that way. This dude's actually constantly listed as like just being constantly full of fake news and basically being a conspiracy theorist for communists. But so this guy was going on complaining about people virtue signaling about supporting Ukraine. And just how, in general, people supporting Ukraine is like the new BLM, or it's the new gay flag for, Gay Pride Month or whatever. It's the new little fad to get behind. And
you heard it here, folks.
Actually cares.
Ukraine is gay. You heard it here.
There is supposed to be a Ukrainian soldier that's been going around just butt banditing Russian soldiers whenever they find them like by themselves. There's some Ukrainian rapist apparently, but it's impossible to know what the fuck is going on over there. Although I kind of hope that that's true, because that would truly strike fear in the heart of a man.
As far as who gives a shit, as far as Ukraine, it's It's kind of the old Instagram thing where people just show up on Instagram. Like, they would show up to a place, take a picture, and then leave. Like, once the internet points have, like, been cashed, that's it. Who gives a fuck? Those Ukrainians could fucking be bombed for all I give a fuck after that.
There was some really funny memes I saw about this. About 7 years ago, someone was saying that, like, if all this shit happened in Ukraine, they were talking about all these refugees going to Germany and other places like that. They said that if this happened in Ukraine, that all of a sudden they would say that that their borders are closed and it's going to be other people's problems. And man, that seems to be like that's going to be the case.
Well, when I was researching the topic for the show, because I wanted to bring this in too earlier, I didn't give a shit about it initially, but then I saw a C-SPAN video where Congressman Madison Chloroform, do you know who that is?
No.
No clue.
He's a cripple from North Carolina who made his wish. He made his wish into the United States Congress somehow. I didn't know you could do that. I wasted my wish on fucking Disney World. But if I knew
what was your wish?
Yeah,
you should have got dude. Yeah, you would have badass insurance if you were in Congress.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
You could have gone to Disney World anytime you wanted.
I'd have fucking Star of David Israel limbs on my chair if I was in Congress, but alas, I wanted to go see Mickey Mouse for whatever the fuck reason. But anyway, I'm watching this fucking wannabe FDR talk about why we should get into war with Ukraine. And he says, this is a quote from the video, put a boot, as great philosopher Toby Keith said, put a boot in their ass into the American way. And you know what happened? But people from both parties, Republican and Democrat, they got up and clapped at that. And I was like, God damn you, that is so cringe. I want Russia to win. I want Russia to nuke us. We don't deserve to live. The people that we elected clapped for American philosopher Toby Keith. That's what you're clapping for? I hope we all die in fiery scorns of hell. For that.
Well, CJ, you don't understand. People are clapping because they have to get used to clapping, because whenever Biden makes a complete sentence, they have to clap. It just is the way it is.
It's,
yeah, people acting like Biden is like the new... Actually, I'm not that upset about Biden not, like, just shooting in a bunch of troops and fucking shit up. Because, actually, the way that they're handling it, I think is all right. You just funnel a bunch of weapons in there. You sign off on it with government funny money. Because, I mean, what else is it going to get used on? And that's how you fight the war. You know, you just arm some, like, weird unwashed mass. It's great. You know, you just give them a weapon system where you say point it and shoot it. You play Call of Duty, right, kid?
There's the only thing I can't figure out about this war is I can't figure out what the lie would be to the public, because, you know, every big war has a lie. We had the communist uprising in Vietnam and the weapons of mass destruction in the Middle East. Where is the lie for this one? Like, are the Russians hoarding all the vodka? Is that why we need to kill them? Like, what is the lie here?
Well, as far as, like, why is this war actually getting fought?
Yeah, like, why are we supposed to care? I couldn't find that.
I don't know, if you apply America and, like, you know, the lie, I guess, is the that Russia got Donald Trump in the White House. I don't know. I can't think of anything.
But yeah, but no, they abandoned that thing. Actually, that was something that Jimmy Dore guy was going on about from the get-go. Like, he was really harping on about Rachel Maddow and Russiagate. He was like, this is stupid. There's nothing here. and he's like, Russia really doesn't like Donald Trump all that much because they're kind of bloviate at each other, and Putin doesn't necessarily want to negotiate with the madman because you never know. You don't want to piss him off too much. You really don't know what the dude's capable of.
That's a flip of a coin every time you deal with him. It's just, a roll of the 20 dice.
I was when I first saw the Ukraine situation unfold, I was hanging out in a war room over on the net, Travis, with and watching it with these fools was so damn funny because Trump, as soon as he had mentioned that this wouldn't happen if I was in office, immediately that was like immediately rang true. I was like, oh yeah, this totally wouldn't happen if Trump was in office.
I don't think so. No, like when I think it was when it was Hillary versus like Trump. Even then, he was like, yeah, Trump better go in or I'm going to start invading. It's just the way it is. He doesn't want to deal with the madman. He knows with the Democrats, they're not really going to go balls out. They don't know what Trump's capable of. Flip a coin, you don't know what you're going to get.
Trump is, I think Trump has the mind of a gambler, and he would just he would pick a strategy and then hope it hits, no matter what it is. Like,
I don't think Downing works as a strategy with war right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. We've already had a crippled president. We already had a crippled president, Travis.
Hey, touche with Biden, though. Too. Yeah.
yeah. Biden listens to the podcast, and he's been downsing his whole presidency. He just wants to lower expectations, and so before it's time for elections, he just says a couple of things that are somewhat coherent, and boom, he's back in.
I'm not gonna lie. I have picked up CJ's his philosophy of like gambling, just putting it to things that I want to do that is not necessarily with the rules, which is just act fucking retarded. Like if you open a door you're not supposed to, they'll be like, hey, what are you doing? I'll be like, I don't know. The door was just right there, and they'll be like, oh, this guy's retarded. We'll let him go.
Dude,
Biden's got that on lock.
Downing works for everything. I'm telling you, man. It's the end all be all for whatever issue you have.
I'm one of those people where I'm waiting for like the different groups to be called out, like in the airport. Guess who shows up with a group F during group A? Me, because I'm retarded, and I scan the thing and it just lets me go.
Yeah, and like what you don't realize is you could get on early boarding because people look at retards like they do guys in the military. They'll just see you drooling all over yourself, and they'll be like, "Oh, it's so cute. Let's thank him for service."
Thank me for my service. Oh God! But I don't think that anybody should care about this Ukraine situation. Oh, excuse me. This is like one of the few times where sitting on the fence is actually like the right choice here. Because this is some shit that really doesn't have anything to do with us that much, really.
Oh, we're not that horny like we were in like Vietnam. We got off of fucking World War II and we're like, hey, let's fucking blow up some more commies.
And yeah, you can't really call these people communists. I mean, I guess you can. You can say they're trying to reform the Soviet Union, but who cares? So you got to redraw the map whenever the next Street Fighter game comes out. Whatever.
Now, when Putin connects with Shoe on
you
the
just
head,
reuse the old one if they bring it back.
When
they
Putin
already took out. They already took out Fei Long being from Hong Kong.
When Putin connects with Shoe on Head and Hassan Piker, then I'll be worried. But I'm not so much worried now.
Oh, that'd be peak communism right there. The true communism where like there's maybe like 100 people that are just stupidly wealthy that have a fantabulous life that people couldn't even possibly imagine. That's the type of socialism those people are into.
Yeah, dude, I mean, 4 years from now, Putin is going to be from the fucking Kremlin doing Twitch streams of the Communist Manifesto.
Of the invasion.
Read it aloud. So,
man, really, all this whole fighting is about a fucking pipeline. They just want a pipeline to the fucking sea. And I'm surprised that they were willing to fucking burn so many bridges to get there. Man, I don't even know how many times they doubled down to try to get this shit going. It's really going to cost them this time. It's kind of messed up.
Well, remember how we thought that communism is good with Bernie Sanders? Well, it's bad because big scary Russia, man. So communism is bad
big Kremlin,
again.
Man.
So just
Communism's
remember,
off the table, boys.
Just remember that communism is bad and Putin is under your bed watching you sleep.
Yeah, and I'll tell you who I'm going to blame for all this. This is all boomers' faults. Like, all these fucking boomers have caused all these fucking problems that nobody gives a flying fuck about.
Oh, my fucking Lord. Don't even get me started with boomers. They want to go to war so bad, but guess who's not going to be at war? Boomers. They're going to send our fucking children. They're going to send their fucking grandchildren. They don't give a shit.
But they really want this war, but finally there's all these old fucks. There just isn't as many of them as there used to be, and they're looking around. They're like, hey, guys, we're all going to war to fight the commies again, right, guys? And everyone's like, man, I don't really know about this one. Like, I'm really tired of watching of watching Rocky 3 and 4. Like,
dude, I was gonna say I'm blaming Sylvester Stallone for this war because, dude, you could have just gave the boomers a Rocky 4 reboot, give them a new Ivan Drago. Maybe he's black and gay this time. Who knows? But, that's all they wanted was a Rocky 4 reboot, and you just wouldn't give it to them.
Ivan Drago hooked up with some black chick when he came over to America, and there you go. Got the gay black Drago.
Yeah,
by the way, this episode is sponsored by the Sylvester Stallone store, which I realized was a thing like maybe 4 days ago.
Wait, Sylvester Stallone has a store?
SlyStalloneStore.com. You can buy Rocky memorabilia. You can buy stuff that he's worn in the actual... dude, this thing is real. I'm not even kidding you. SlyStalloneShop.com.
Can you get a Judge Dredd badge?
Unfortunately, no. Just Rocky and Rambo. But
oh, well, then it's fucking garbage. If I can't get that fucking sweet eagle shoulder pad that he wore in Judge Dredd, then I don't even want to fucking hear it. Or the fucking helmet that has the little microphone, the thing that pops out so I can go, I am the law. Oh, no.
Hey, but dude, for $24, you could pick up a Rambo 5 Fall 2019 t-shirt for $24.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm getting the crossbow. I'm gonna mount it to my chair and hunt some elk like Joe Rogan taught me how. That's gonna be awesome, man. So, what is it? SlyStore.com?
SlyStalloneShop.com, and pick up all of your favorite you can get a Rocky Balboa heavyweight championship belt, and I'll put it on your wheelchair. How about that? How's that sound?
Use the promo code Downsing for 20% off your order. As long as you can prove that you're missing a X chromosome.
That's how you really let them know that you support Ukraine. Well, let's get out of talking about Sylvester Stallone and Ukraine and into our voicemails.
Hi guys, this is Charlie.
Having my mouth and anus aggressively penetrated
by voicemails. So, by all means, give us a call at 281-747-6015 and tell us who gives a shit. Or give us a very vulgar death threats.
I was going to say I accept death threats. Just send them over to the same the number.
Yeah. Yeah, give us plenty of death threats. 281-747-6015. You know, the more gruesome, the better. Love these death threats.
Make a claymation video about how you want to chop off my head and grow roses out of it. Do it.
All right, so we got one voicemail this week, and it looks like it's from Captain Blackbread. Let's see what he's got to say.
Hey, Adam and company, whoever it may be, CJ or whoever. This might not seem like a who gives a shit moment, but here's how it is. I wake up this morning, I need some gas in my car, go to the gas station, and then it's just all of a sudden fucking like damn near $5 a fucking gallon. What the fuck happened since the last time I went to get gas? Well, then I heard about Texas complaining about, oh, gas is $3.82 a gallon right now. What a fucking nightmare, guys! Holy shit, $3.82? I give at least 3 of my fingers to go back to that. Holy shit, $3.82 was like the cheapest gas in town not too long ago. But here we are now. So fuck you, Texas, and fuck your lower gas prices.
Well, fuck with
It's not
me.
the end of the world for you fucking guys up here where it's like fucking, you have to plan your route around the fucking gas prices. Alright? So shut the fuck up, Texas.
I'll tell you what, we got cheap gas down here. Maybe we can, like, make a pipeline to where you go, and you can have cheap gas, too.
Dude, you gotta be all electric like me. I'm in the CS 500, 5 miles an hour, 2 horsepower, no gas. Get you anywhere you want to be in 4 hours. You're good.
How many horsepower?
2 full horses. Shout out to Permobile.
How many flame decals do you have on your wheelchair? This makes a difference.
Well, I don't have any flame decals, but I have a couple.
Well, you need to... Well, if you stop on to the SlyStalloneShop.com and use promo code Downing, you'll get some flame decals, and that will increase your horsepower from 2 to 4 with every flame decal you order.
It should be noted that I have a couple Travis Touchdown original stickers on the back of this baby.
That is a limited run. Unfortunately, you can't get any more, but Cripple Jesus is getting the benefits of adding to his horsepower with every sticker today.
Absolutely. I'm getting all the mentally ill bitches with age regression fetishes with these stickers. So that's what you want.
Okay, maybe my stickers don't do the horsepower. It just gives the horses to you, and the mentally horse ones do. Mentally ill. What the heck? Mentally horse.
Oh, my God. Well... Jesus. Well, let's get out of voicemails and into another story. So let's play the headline game. So guess the outlet on this. Mother opens up about being virtually gang raped in metaverse. All right. Who do you think wrote that?
That sounds like a Vox article. Is it Vox?
It wouldn't be BuzzFeed because they're on strike as far as I remember. So that would probably be Polygon.
The New York Post.
Oh.
Wow.
I was way off. If it was Polygon, it would have been like the tragic tale of a mother's raping in a VR game or some shit like that.
So this is something that happened a while ago.
The New York Post usually has like some snappy headline.
You got to get them in the first 3 letters, not the first paragraph.
Right.
So this is some shit that happened a month ago, but the reason it's funny is because it ended up making a recreation of Habbo Hotel.
Oh yeah, I think I actually read about this where like the area in which people can't go, like your personal space, I guess, if you enable it, makes it so that they can't actually cross through it. And with the original Habbo Hotel, for a while, you weren't able to actually go through anybody. So what this created was people would just stand in front of the ladder of the pool in Habbo Hotel, and, well, I guess in the metaverse, we're going to be standing in front of the ladder boys. We're bringing it back home.
Well, and so apparently you can still move through people, right? They thought this galaxy could play of people standing in front of something. So they made it so that you could go through someone. You just couldn't go into someone. But what if you had maybe two people standing next to each other in front of a door? Well, you can still get by, but the problem is, all of a sudden, when you get four people, they got that bitch locked down. So if you have four like-minded brethren calling for black up, with people in their fucking avatar with their gigantic afros, blocking off every fucking door they can find, anything that looked like it might get wet in the metaverse, people were fucking blocking that fucking door, letting people know it was closed.
All you needed was four people, like Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit that we have kind of talked about that kind of circled back upon, like a bunch of combo breakers. Fucking just talking about Pete Davidson having AIDS circles back on so many fucking things.
He dipped in the pool, and guess what happened? He got AIDS.
So, CJ, are you excited for the metaverse?
Well, I need to know, like, how was she raped in the metaverse? Like, did the guy not sign consent papers beforehand, or was it a glitch, or what? How do you get raped in the metaverse?
Well, it was a horrible experience that happened so fast before I could even think about putting up the safety barrier in place. Like, basically, some dude ran up to her and honked her tits and ran away.
Dude, I know it's a huge thing because Obama told me. He said 1 in 4 women are raped in the metaverse. I was like, wow, that's a lot. But,
if you die in the metaverse, do you die for real?
You're just dead inside for going into the metaverse. So
I see. It soaks in the soul, yeah. And then the Keeper of Souls, Mr. Zuckerberg, will be taking your soul.
I sure hope that the Zuckerberg party allows abortions in the metaverse so that woman can abort her metaverse rape baby.
And, the original writing of this article was a little over a month ago, and the tone of it is really strange. They just act like that everyone going into the metaverse and the metaverse having, like, brick-and-mortar shop stores where people are actually going to shop for things is, like going to be a normal thing. They're all, like, already future predicting and shit that's just obviously not going to fucking happen.
Oh, yeah, that's the Black Lives Matter DLC. They've added the looting component to it.
Maybe that's what Second Life was really missing, was the Black Lives Matter aspect. Like, we really needed a bunch of 20-something like white women protest on the streets or something.
You know what? George Floyd is dead, and I think if I take this Gucci bag for myself, it'll make him feel more alive. Rest in peace.
It's honestly what George would have wanted. He would have wanted like a Second Life game that would go around that.
I was wondering why so many people like Brap so much. Like, of all the new hosts, so many people love Brap, and I'm in my mind, I'm like, why do people love Brap so much? And I remember seeing that picture of him curled up with his George Floyd like plushie doll that he has, and I'm like, oh my god, this fucking guy.
Brap got received well. That's wonderful. I'm glad people like it.
Yeah, he did. We had the worst case of timing. We talked right before the Ukraine situation popped off, and a furry machinist killed somebody like right after we got done recording that episode. Couldn't have been done at a worse time. But so hey Travis, what the hell do you even do in Second Life? Like, what's the point?
Well, so it depends on who you ask. So, like, back in the day, it was like people used to just like ironically just play and throw an old afro on there and start, closing in a pool and start just yelling at people. Second Life doesn't really have a point, I guess. It's more like the same way of like life, I guess. It's really no point. But the one thing I've noticed, and like people who would like mess with Metaverse, I feel like would be turning into the people that if they don't leave the game are gonna play Metaverse and actually engage in Metaverse. You know what I mean?
Oh, so like the people that go in to troll it will eventually get sucked in by it.
So what happened in Second Life was pretty much like you have what I call like the natural selection. Like if you were funny and like you had a life, obviously you're not going to play Second Life for too long. You play for maybe a couple months, you hang out with your buddies until they stop doing funny stuff, and then you just leave naturally. And anybody that's left, I call them the burdened. I call them like those little stalkers in Mad Max Fury Road, the ones that are on the stilts for like a camera shot. It's like them. They're the wasteland creatures. They turn into like, I can't describe it other than there was a 4chan like rating group that I was part of for like about a week. And eventually they were just like, we should ironically throw in shark tits. And very quickly it did not turn ironic. It turned very unironic, and they were all furries pretty much. And I think once shark tits hit, the metaverse, it's over. Zuckerberg's going to make so much money.
Do you think that this is really going to take off? Because it seems kind of lame, in all honesty.
Well, so I've talked to like different people who like from different. I've talked to different people who had worked with different businesses, and they think it's a fucking joke. Like, Zuckerberg needs the pandemic to continue forever to make metaverse even viable. And people, like, mostly boomers who have, like, an unlimited paycheck with their company would buy all this fucking VR expensive headset shit and then go, oh, this sucks. Why don't we just do fucking Skype? Why don't we just have a real fucking meeting? And that's kind of what it's turned into. Was originally, it was probably supposed to hit that kind of like 2003-esque like Second Life niche where it's like, we should get all these businesses to do this game for absolutely no fucking reason, and we'll make money, I think.
Well, I'm glad that.
What do you think, CJ?
I'm glad that the reptilians are finally failing. It feels good to have the lizard people finally take a L.
So here's a real question, CJ. When you join the metaverse, is the wheelchair going to be on, or are you going to be freestanding man?
You know what? I feel like because computers hate me so much, it's even a big deal to get the podcast to work. Because my computer's so goddamn slow. I feel like I would get to the metaverse and they'd be like, nope, you're still crippled. You can't go into that fake ice cream store.
They tell you to turn on your webcam, they scan your body. Yeah, they scan your body and they're like, well, we need diversity points even in the metaverse, so yeah. And they also turn you black, which...
But good news, your fake 50s diner is ADA compliant in the metaverse, so don't worry.
You can roll up on those stairs and enjoy the festivities of the diner.
Yeah, you're playing Black Professor Xavier, you're like, damn it, I didn't want to be this fucking character.
And when you talk on the microphone, it just pitches your voice down. Okay, that's too bad.
Oh man. So people were laughing about this chick complaining about being sexually molested in the metaverse because it made them immediately turn on social distancing, like in the game basically, and it was real quick for people to start grieving. Like, it happened so fast, and people were just glad to be grieving, just some honest to God grieving, because there's so many games that you just can't get away with doing that as much as you could anymore. And
well, you have to like overcome You have to adapt, and you have to just like basically conquer the rules of the system. So like with CSGO, or no, actually for Siege, when Siege started doing the toxic behavior chat, guess what? I told them, I want Logan Paul to find you in the woods. I'm just implying they're just going to go out in the woods and Logan Paul's going to find them. I'm not implying anything else. Surely nothing else is going to happen.
Yeah, you just got to get, well, yeah, you got to find where the limit is and constantly skirt the line and see if you can drive someone mad because you're just so damn close to it.
Yeah, you just can't explicitly say kill yourself. You just have to be like, yeah, you just breathe helium. You know, you just eat a cinder block. Just do those things.
No, eat a cinder block will get you kicked off of Twitter.
What's Twitter? I haven't been on that in a while because Charlie Kirk is afraid of wheelchairs. I've been banned from Twitter for like over a month now.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hey, welcome to my world, man. Isn't it great just not being on Twitter, not even fucking with it?
Well, it is great, but the problem is that I shifted all my concentration to fucking bitches. And now I got bitches in my bed that think they're 5 years old. It's a problem, man.
They turn on a switch and they're 5 years old. I'm a pedophile!
Oh.
Unironically, I went on a date. I went on a date with a 17-year-old before, and I felt less like a pedophile then than I do now. And this girl of age, and it's just fucking creepy, man. Like, why would you think that it's okay for you to do the baby talk to anyone?
Yeah, especially like towards the end, it's just kind of like. You get done fucking a chick, and then she's just like, by the way, unravels, like, just rips herself in two, and it's a baby. Oh, God.
Like, okay, we're touched by your dad. That's hot. Let's just leave it there. Let's leave it there and not explore it any further. But
this is really sad. You need to stop hanging around these chicks, CJ, because it'll make this podcast go into the pedophile arc. And whenever any podcast goes into a pedophile arc, every podcast pedophile arc is terrible. And I don't know why so many podcasts go through them.
Well, I don't know. I think we could get a lot more recognition with our pedophile arc. You know, we could get people.
What I was gonna say is like. The chart for the pedophile arc is probably the one that reaches one but never actually reaches one, just approaches it. That eventually every podcast that exists is going to have a pedophile arc. It's just the chance, the percentage, and then it just happens.
Yeah,
and
dude.
It's unlistenable.
Imagine like Based Elephant 45 talking shit about us on D-Live because we're pedophiles, and we could make a lot of money that way. We could just get all the super based Save America pedophile haters, put us in wood chippers. We could make money off of all those guys.
Pedophile Pedophile makes the green go round.
Pedophile makes the world go round.
It becomes so topical that that's all that anybody talks about, and it makes a mass exodus. And now there's going to be a new splinter group that comes from this podcast, fucking pedophile arc, which makes a splinter podcast.
And that one is going to be called Who Receives a Fuck?
Who receives a fuck? Who gropes a kid?
Well,
that's our new podcast.
Who gropes a kid?
Who grabs a kid?
Well, it's probably Pete Davidson, and he's giving him AIDS.
Hey, this is Who Grabs a Kid with your host, Chris Hansen.
Well, Chris Hansen grabs a kid.
Chris, what are you talking about? Chris, I'm permanently sitting down. What the fuck are you talking about? Have a seat over there.
So
I'm
CJ,
sitting all the time, constantly.
CJ, it says in this chat log that she started saying baby, and you were not about it. So what was going on there?
Well, I was just really hoping I had legs so I could drop kick the bitch and then kick her out of my house. But I just had to sit there like the fucking cripples from fucking I was gonna make a literary reference, but I don't read, so I'm just gonna bail on that. Fucking Shakespeare or whatever. It was super profound and funny, whatever I said. But
well, I was gonna say, was she gonna just would she burst out into tears if you just hit the reverse, and as the beep just fades away, she just gets louder and louder with her cry?
She cried on she cried on top of me already, dude. That was the second time we fucked. Immediately after I finished, I came, bam, wham, damn, thank you, ma'am, and all of a sudden I hear,
wham, bam, thank you, and I'm gonna cry, ma'am. The sex was so good, and tears came.
Oh no! Oh no!
Then she sent me. Then she
kick your butt.
Then she sent me a long wall of text messages that was like, "Wow, that weed.
No.
Oh fuck!
That weed was really overpowering. When you give me 25 milligrams worth of an edible, I just happen
when you
to
say.
think,
When you say wall of text, is it just is it 3 paragraphs, or is it a fucking, an essay with 3 proofs? Because if it's the latter, guess what you gotta do? Dump that bitch.
well, it was definitely an essay, although I don't think it was peer-reviewed, because there was not one
No, I don't
comma.
think so either. She got all of her shit from Wikipedia. No, actually, WebMD.
Yeah, it was all comma. There was no comma in that whole paragraph, and it was just wow.
She didn't stop talking. That's the thing.
Did she say that smoking weed might have triggered her borderline personality disorder?
Well, that's the thing. Apparently, 25 milligrams is too much for some people. I thought I was going easy on her. I would have given her the whole thing. But then I
wonder if this is a situation where we sold oregano to this kid we knew in school, and he was like, "Man, I'm so high," and I'm like, "Yeah, you are."
Yeah, and it's wow, the weed just overpowered me. I was in a different place, and then all of a sudden I thought about
the weed overpowered me, and I just turned into a bitch.
Yeah, I thought about the time I was raped when I was 15, and I'm like, what the fuck? Who thinks of that when they're high? Why is that your go-to?
Well, no. Imagine just you're hitting the toke, you listen to Bob Marley, and then flashbacks, and then you're crying on top of a crib.
Well, did she elaborate about the rape when she was 15? What,
oh God.
No. She just said that she was
she
raped.
just have to just carry on at this point?
She was raped when she was 15, and that's why she cried on top of me. And my whole time is well, that's a red flag that she's crying on top of me, but it can't be that big of a deal, because she did make me a chicken quesadilla right before we fucked, so she's okay, right? And no, she wasn't okay. It was
one quesadilla too less.
Fuck.
Okay, so when did you fully wake up that you were dealing with an insane fat person?
So, the minute after, I thought the baby talk would just be in bed, right? But right after she got off of me, she said, "Dada, can I have some Doritos?" And she, I can't do the baby accent because it just killed me on the inside. So, she pronounced Doritos with the W. She put a lot of W's into Doritos.
So,
and it was,
sort of.
Can I get some Doritos?
Doritos? Yeah.
Doritos?
Can I get some Doritos?
Fuck.
Yeah. sounded just like that. God.
You know what they say about like women who get raped is like they usually go back to the age in which they like first got raped, and dude, that's like 3. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh. Dumb that bitch. Holy fuck. She's gonna stab you.
Get raped again.
She's gonna fucking stab you, dude. Like pretty soon she's gonna be like, I'm gonna put fork in outlet and then stabs you. I don't know.
Yeah, she's definitely like gonna take whatever tattoos you have and make them into a lampshade.
This might be the most controversial thing I'd say on the show, but public service announcement from Crippled Jesus. If you're a dad, please don't rape your daughter, because this is what happens when you do it.
And if you're a dad, please just like be in your daughter's life for at least 18 years so they can fucking get through life and with a father.
Fucking be a dad.
Just stick it out. Just stick it out. I've heard of there's different couples out there, right? That the wife's fucking a dude, the husband's fucking a woman, and it's Gucci. You don't talk about it at the dinner table. You're there for the fucking kids until the facade gives up once they're fucking over 18. And after that, you can go to town. Fuck off.
Yeah, dude. Fucking be a dad. Say, hi, how was school? How was soccer practice? You know, hug her every once in a while, but not too much. Maybe like once every
Don't go
week.
any further. Don't go any further.
Yeah, don't go any further. But please, if you're listening to this podcast and you're thinking about raping your daughter, please don't do it. It's not good.
What is even the statistics of that?
Oh my gosh, how can you say something so stunning yet so bold? Oh my god.
Oh shit.
So, hey Travis, you have something you wanted to talk about, right?
Well, before that, I think this would be a good ad break of the SlyStalloneStore.com with code Don't Rape Your Daughter. You can order your Rocky IV fall of 2019 shirt or whatever the fuck it is, and just hang it up on your wall and remind yourself, don't rape your daughter. All right. I got something for you. All right. So we all know that Nintendo's kind of fucky, right? When it comes to like copyright. So if CJ made a wish and he wanted to make a fan game, guess who's going to come knocking? Nintendo. They want their money. They're getting your ass out of here. Doesn't matter if you're in a wheelchair. Doesn't matter if you have 3 legs. Doesn't matter if you're a POC or a woman. You get the copyright claim. So I got an article for you. Let's play the game. Nintendo crushes fan favorite game music YouTube channel with thousands of copyright claims. Who did it? Who wrote the article?
That sounds like a Vice article.
Keep in mind of the word crushes. All right, CJ?
IGN is my guess.
What was it?
IGN. The game magazine.
CJ was close. It was Polygon.
Polygon.
Ah.
Okay.
So if you listen to music in like the past 10 years, you probably ran in at some point to a YouTube channel called Gilvia Sunner. And I'm not talking about Sylvia Gunner, which is they do their own like original like mashups and stuff like that. This is Gilvia Sunner, which was the original that the channel itself was done. So the creator had to close shop. So the thing about YouTube copyright claims is I think it takes like a lag time of about a week before they just completely nuke your channel. And it's almost like they give you a grace period to like try to fix all your copyright mistakes. Well, Gilvia Sunner, I got to make sure I say Gilvia, not Sylvia. Gilvia Sunner received over 2,200 copyright blocks on Tuesday, which would effectively just cripple his channel to nobody being able to find it. And yeah, this is not the first. This is not the last. This is not the only time Nintendo is going to be a punk almost for like copyright.
I've seen them go after people that are genuinely promoting shit that they're doing that would be good that they were doing it. Like where they're copyright striking people like the Angry Joe show and other like huge platforms that like.
Oh, definitely. They were. So back in like 2013 or so, there was like a little period of time where YouTube was like, or not YouTube, Nintendo was doing some weird shit with YouTube where like you can make content based on their content, but there's like a weird license where they got a little bit of the dough. And at that time, everybody went up in arms. I can't remember if it was 2013, 2014. Someone could correct me, but everybody went up in arms and they just kind of retracted it because it was like, okay, that's kind of fucking stupid. So what they've recently done is, well, they copyright blocked a lot of music, Nintendo music off of YouTube. So this Nintendo music, which you have no legal way of actually purchasing said soundtracks for anything, I guess, like as far as I remember, there's no like iTunes or like a CD that you could enjoy the music with. So it's like, so how are we going to listen to the music? I know we have different means, but like,
so
how can we listen to the music?
Travis, what you're saying is, at my next Isotope concert, Nintendo is gonna DMCA Carl, and we're gonna have to end the whole show early. That's what you're telling me, right?
Well, ninjas might show up. So this is also a company that there was a person that had hacked the Nintendo 3DS, the handheld that got released before the Switch. And this guy got completely... So this was leaked documents inside of the what was called the Giga Leak. And there was leaked documents like this guy was followed by Nintendo. Like his whole entire day was mapped out by Nintendo for months. They talked about like what restaurant he went to and stuff like that and how to approach him to get him to stop hacking. Like they stalked him for months. So not only am I stalked now, you're also stalked, CJ. Have you noticed that your wheelchair is getting a little wacky? That's not coincidence. That's Nintendo. You got to stop. You got to stop pirating Nintendo stuff for your own safety.
Yeah, I noticed. I tried to take mushrooms out of my fridge to put them on pizza, and they won't let me eat mushrooms, man. It just doesn't go through my mouth, no matter what I do.
No, they slash every little mushroom you eat. They slash another tire off of Crippled Jesus's tire. So I mean, I don't make the rules. That Nintendo does. So I mean, I can't really say anything about that.
After all these years, I thought my tires would be slashed by a mob guy that I owe money to because of my gambling debt, not because of Nintendo. So don't let them do it.
If you remember back in the day when you're like, if you remember back in the day, it's when you were trying to download like ROMs and stuff. Like most websites, if you do remember, like you could get any ROM you want except for Nintendo. And Nintendo was always been like that. So like the lawyers, like some of their jobs are literally just to scour the internet and find fan games, to find, illegal downloading for like games and stuff that they don't sell even today in digital
BIOS
platforms.
For emulators.
Yeah, BIOS for emulators and stuff like that. And they just send like a fucking like a ISP-esque like letter to everybody. And one person got sued because they tried to fight it, and they're fucking dumb. They represented themselves in court too, which was even worse.
So, from what I understand, the people that do really care about this, a lot of Twitch streamers care about this because they would like to stream Nintendo stuff and not have to worry about Nintendo just suddenly being just incredibly gay. And just taking all their shit and just throwing them under the bus. Because Twitch has been, like, what's strange is how they do it. It's not even necessarily playing the games. It's the music that's in the game. They'll try to backdoor and hit him with the music if they can't hit him with something else, just to hit him.
I always thought it was strange because, like, with Twitch, it's just like when you do a live stream, it's basically like free advertisement. And, like, if someone is like streaming who gives a shit like on a Twitch stream, like a lot of people are gonna be like, what is this? But then Adam from Houston comes on in with his Gestapo, the crippled Jesus, runs over the channel, and that's it. The channel's done. DMCA, baby.
I'm gonna sue you if you restream our show. I'm suing you for violating the ADA Act of 2003. That's against the law to stream my show. Don't do it.
Isn't that the one that hits like Europe? I
believe.
13 or whatever.
Well, it's the Americans with Disabilities Act, but I believe that Europe had their own version of it.
Oh, you just have to roll up in the court and they're like, all right, yeah, that other party's guilty. All right, this guy's in a wheelchair. We can't do this. We can't just...
Yeah, fuck him.
That other guy's done. Whatever he did, he's guilty. Send him to fucking jail.
So...
Again, that's where Downing works.
Do you know, Travis, I never really got... Because we were talking about this earlier, and I know very little about the gamer culture. I use a lot of gamer words. I culturally appropriate in that regard, but I don't know much about the culture. And we were talking about the first time I heard about copyright strikes, it was Nintendo. So they had been doing this for a while now. Like,
they were the original Matt Jarbo. Yeah, they were just the original ones that would just strike channels that were using Nintendo property. And most of the time it was just automated. Like, they would just do a clean sweep, and like Gilvia Sunner getting like 2,200 like hits. Dude, that's one guy. That's like literally just a laboratory of mice just rolling going through and just like a bulldozer, just killing everything.
What I was getting at, though, is because you know more about it than I do, why do you think that Nintendo is so weird about free advertising on different platforms? Like, why would they see it as a bad thing?
I look at them as like the Disney effect, where they look at their IPs as like the supreme IPs that are like the true things that bring in the money, that like Super Mario is the equivalent to Mickey Mouse in their eyes. And so they got to defend all their shit tooth and nail. And that's why they exist in their eyes.
So we also got to think about it in the aspect of culturally, like they're Japanese. So maybe if they don't defend their copyright one time, that's what, one slice on the shorter katana there through the stomach. Like maybe it's on. Maybe it's maybe Mario, King Mario.
So it's the
everything.
It's the Bushido code over cheat codes, is what you're saying.
Pretty much. Which I don't know the cheat code for that one, but I do know one for GTA 3. So,
well, let's get into our favorite segment of the show, which is To Catch a Redditor. This episode's To Catch a Redditor is some special brand of stupid. There's been some real fucking stupid, retarded takes in this shit. So let's just get into it and go into people talking, virtue signaling about Ukraine.
Oh, God.
From r/firearms, Mammoth Elk 2191 writes, they might not support Russia, but I bet their AKs aren't empty. America Armory writes, the instant this is over, well, yeah. Isn't that the whole fucking point of a boycott? You don't just keep going indefinitely after you succeed in economically forcing an institution to change their behavior. Just Shooting Sense writes, unfortunately, Russia's already got paid for it. Dad Shepard writes, if you can't tell that Russia's the bad actor here, then you shouldn't be trusted with a gun. You can't tell the aggressor versus defender, and that's some basic self-defense shit. Jesus fucking Christ, everybody bitches about the left and moral relativism. This shit is unambiguous. Russia is a totalitarian dictatorship attacking, completely unprovoked, a democracy.
You ever seen the subreddits for like the volunteers for Ukraine? Like, I don't even know which ones are real, what's even fake anymore.
Who's given bus tickets to Ukraine?
Yeah. anybody showing up, and it's mostly just like really fat people who are just like, yeah, I want to volunteer. And it's like, man, I don't think you would be able to run like 5 feet before you're just on the ground. Not shot, just.
I'm pretty sure they have a no neckbeard policy in the Ukrainian army, so all the Redditors would be out of luck.
Yeah, you want to help them out, mail them your gun, and there you go, you did something. All right, let's see what Reddit has to say about Kanye West.
From r/KUWTK, Heartstella XOXO writes, personally, I feel she has enough evidence of harassment for some type of order of protection. Any legal minds and legal advice, or this sub to tell us what recourse she could pursue? Does Kim have any options to protect herself? Bedazzled Toe writes, it's so gross. Perfect example of how men still think they own women in present day, even in first world countries. Saccharoni writes, so he's implying that the roses he sent her in a hearse-looking black truck on Valentine's Day were grown from the soil containing Pete's decapitated head? Yikes. Edit. Okay, I just want to add this interpretation by @Kardashian colloquialism on IG. Would love if an editor would pay me to write about how the new artful but horrific Kanye video is very obviously inspired by disgusting camp early aughts claymation Celebrity Deathmatch. Eminem's charming, brutal, and horrific 2000 ode to his wife, named Kim, reflects a Gen Z consciousness shift and bitter feminist irony. Interesting.
So Kanye's an incel.
I'm still bewildered that somebody would like ask for legal advice on Reddit and actually think they would get something.
Yeah, it'd be like, hey, do you think that Kim Kardashian might have like access to legal advice or something? She's only been trying to become a lawyer for like 3 years. Not to mention she probably also has just like hired goons. Just goons.
Mm-hmm.
And she's also probably got lawyers on retainer because she's like almost a billionaire.
Well,
yeah,
I'm sitting out for the Kanye Ray J crossover, and they're just gonna go full fuck Kim Kardashian, let's kill Pete Davidson together. That's what I'm doing.
Feminist celebrity deathmatch claymation shit. Like, that was some weird fucking peak Reddit right there. Like, that was a weird fucking labyrinth to go down.
By the way,
I just want to say for the record, like it's almost like, yeah, like you said, Kim Kardashian could snap her fingers, get any lawyer she wants. But this guy on Reddit, don't worry, Kim. Don't do any research. I got this. I'm going to post on Reddit, and guess what we're going to get? Some good legal advice.
If your lawyer,
Plus, he's doing it for free, so.
If you found your lawyer on Reddit, you're going to get 15 years to life. No matter what it's for.
Dude, imagine it's just like an episode of like Better Call Saul, and he's just like ripping on Reddit like, oh shit, guys, this guy killed someone. What do I do?
Oh, God. Well, let's see what Reddit has to say about the metaverse.
From r/lesbian insect brothel. Wizard Wiz writes, actually, though, you could gather like 4 people to block shit with you. Kamikaze49 writes, don't forget the pedos. D1543 writes, then you're going to get put into the metaverse prison. Pope Andy writes, I was there, Gandalf. I was there 3,000 years ago.
Did someone just say they were worried about pedophiles on fucking metaverse?
I'm sure you should be.
There is goddamn nobody under the age of fucking 18 is even touching this cocksucking thing. Nobody under the age of like 40 is gonna touch this cocksucking thing. Like, it's all boomers that think they're part of a new revolution because Mr. Old Zuckerberg is he's on the head, and we're on the cutting edge of a new technology. I tell you what. This is going to change everything.
The metaverse.
Are you appropriating my culture, Travis?
Maybe. To describe
metaverse
California.
In 2 years, it's going to be a room full of angry, cock-teased pedophiles because they think all the kids are going to be here And then they're going to get in that chat room and realize that all the kids are still on TikTok in real life. And they're going to be like,
and all the kids that are actually in the game very suspiciously speak like Fed agents. Like, hi, show me your favorite meth lab. I will show you my pussy if you show me a picture of you underage drinking.
No, that's how you get taken down by this Nintendo DMCA. Let's see what Reddit has to say about that.
If you show me
games, Trillykins writes, continue.
Oh, what's up, CJ?
Oh, go ahead. I said, if you show me a fake vaccine card, I will come. You just have to show me your fake vaccine card, and I will come. Also, what's your address and your IP address? So I can
show me your fake vaccine card. Give me your address, please.
Okay. Well, let's see what Reddit has to say about Nintendo.
From r/games, Trillykins writes, continues to baffle me why people put in however many hours to make these games with Nintendo IPs when they could just make the same game they were with the original graphics. Like how Freedom Planet's clearly a Sonic fan game, but, without using the Sonic IP so they can actually distribute it without legal issues. Genso EU writes, because if they didn't use an established IP, people wouldn't care for 99.9% of these games. The only reason a lot of these even get attention is because they get taken down. Yif Zombie writes, because by and large, they aren't people making passion projects. They're making cheap games, and they just use recognizable characters to get hits, then make money off ads. The two named games from the article are just Five Nights at Freddy's clones that pasted in a few Nintendo assets to get views from kids.
Are these guys pissed off that they couldn't think of the that first and make a shitload of money?
Maybe they could be sipping on the haterade. They're also from Reddit, so they're just generally retarded.
Well, yeah, they're probably going to be talking about the philosophy of making a game. We can't use Nintendo assets. We need to design the game perfectly. Some sophisticated bullshit. The second person had a point too, which is if it didn't have Nintendo product, characters and stuff, when you put out an indie game, it's really hard to get recognized. So why not use a Nintendo asset? Fuck it. Get some attention.
Man, everyone on Reddit is always playing Captain Hindsight all the time, and it's so fucking annoying. I don't even know why that's a community still, Reddit. How do you deal with that? It's a bunch of nerd versions of Mark Wahlberg. When Mark Wahlberg said 9/11, if I was on that plane, I would have totally took it down, dude. I would have wrecked that fucking terrorist, tackled him, just like I did in my movie. That's everyone on
there
Reddit.
was there was a section where they would just say ridiculous things. It would always get reposted on Facebook of these miraculous stories of how people would always A, leave their house, which is the most unbelievable part, but also B, they would say something courageous and they would stand up to the male oppressor and then everybody would clap. Then a subreddit was made called That Happened, which would point out all this bullshit.
Yeah, it's you guys are so fat, you can hardly stand up out of your chair. And you're talking about how you would hypothetically take on a gang of Somali pirates to save this girl from your high school who likes anime. It's none of this is real.
Isn't it Boulder Strength, where they could just roll and just knock out people like bowling pins?
That's my job, Travis.
Well, that's about getting in for our time with it we got for you this week. But by all means, hey, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/WGA Shit Show. Support the show. We make bonus episodes, other little bits and bobs. With all the other people that are coming on, we've been casually talking about doing other little things here and there, so keep your eyes open. CJ, got anything you want to promote?
Yeah, I'll be on the corner of Washtenaw and Ellsworth begging for liquor money. So, if you're around that area and you got some change to give, help a cripple out.
See, CJ's really ahead of the curve. See, if his wheelchair right about now was using gas, he would be begging for gas. But since he's electric, he's already ahead of the game.
Oh, dude, for all the liberal bitches out there, too, my carbon emissions are just like my Fitbit. 0. No activity. And it's perfect. So I'll take some hippie bitch head, too. I need a lot, especially after all the trauma
and for God's
I went
sakes,
through.
And for God's sakes, if you hit the dab or you hit the weed or whatever you're hitting, please don't go back to age 5. He does not like it. Maybe age 6. We'll see what happens when we get there.
I don't.
Man, yeah, what type do you get that age regression weed that makes your mind get small?
Dude, you just got the wrong strand.
Yeah, this is like a fucking horror story for weed stuff. But,
all
right, so Travis, you got anything going?
I got that good, nigga. I got that goo goo gaga. Gonna blow your mind.
Goo goo gaga strain.
Oh no!
Oh, it's already taking him. All right, he's a lost cause. This is the last episode with Crippled Jesus, then the next episode with Crippled Jesus Jr. But anyway, no, I don't have much to plug other than Travis Touchdowns down in Instagram. I do thumbnails for the Biggest Problem reboot, which I just met Dick and Vito this weekend. That was pretty surreal. They were like, "Oh, I'm glad I got a face to a name." I was like, "Same with you, I guess." Even though I've seen you on video. So.
Yeah, I guess I'll be meeting him fairly soon too, and Ethan Ralph. I'm gonna have to talk shit to that dude.
I'm not gonna lie. I might show up. I don't know. I'm always about last minute decisions, but we'll see how this last minute decision takes me, where it takes me.
Oh, okay. But CJ, you got anything? Oh no, you already got it. Okay, so that's all I got for y'all this week.
Stay horny, everyone.
And for God's sake, stay away from the weed.